Okay, look again what we got going. I put out a first load here and I'll go over it with Wheeler today on the Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Late night Tuesday dealer coming at you live. No, yeah, live canned on the Crazy Picker Life Tuesday edition starting at 8:30 p.m. Well, I've got Wheeler down here to look at the first set of goodies. It's a mixed bag. There's some camera cases and a bunch of movie cameras and what do you call that thing?
It's a Graflex.
Graflex. Graflex on rails.
Power Booster E1 for Canon.
Yeah.
Old film Canon one.
Another 50 camera bodies.
These ones look pretty rough.
Of mostly low end. Now here's something I forgot we bought until I pulled it out. This is an early movie projector. What's the, like, 15 millimeter? I mean, it's a special.
Yeah, it's an odd size. It's made in France, so.
Typically,
it used to be hand crank.
Typically, there's a billion movie projectors out there. This one is early France. It doesn't have a lens on it, does it?
Probably does, some sort.
Odd millimeters like that, they didn't make as many, or they didn't survive because it kind of standardized out.
Well, that was basically what happened. Is they came up with the standards after a certain point, and the ones before that, like 9mm, 12mm, 11.5. I mean, like all these random ones, those were
harder to find.
It's a Path. That's the brand, Path, France.
Sort of like if you want an idea what went on there, you can still go to any Goodwill thrift store, garage sale, find VCRs and VHS players, but try to find Beta now. And even though it's only been 20-30 years, it's a lot harder to find Beta. You know, this is how old?
Well, the base projector is probably like turn of the century. I was going to talk about the modifications done to it.
Well, if you can do it in 10 seconds.
Some really major modifications. They motorized it. It used to be hand crank, and they also had this bulb casing, which before is some sort of lamp powered, like carbon arc lamp or normal lamp, or who knows.
Which, since this thing cost probably as much as a car back then,
it might have even been like $18.98 or something. I mean, it's pretty early.
They tended to upgrade them, so this thing could have been in service for a period of
30 years,
20 years, 30 years, and had a couple upgrades.
Yep, because I mean, this motor and the bulb weren't added until probably 1920, so I mean, at least 20 years later.
So I think we paid $100 for this. We could get 200, we could get 300.
Yep.
I think we saw one online that was
at 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
And that one was unmodified, but this one's almost more interesting because it is. I don't know exactly, but
so it's interesting.
It's a really good Nikon lens right there, probably 150 or 200 bucks. Didn't even notice.
So mixed in here are some good things, some more lenses, some junk, and then some more camera bodies that you said.
There's a couple like enlarging controls and stuff.
Couple good ones, but they're rough.
Yep, and like this right here, guess how much that goes for?
What is it?
It's for Omega 6x7 enlargers. I forget exactly what it is, but
did I dump?
Between 50 and 100 and some bucks.
Just the foam or the little pieces?
No, the pieces in there.
Were there more than
one of the pieces on the bottom, and there's that. Yeah, I thought there was some more. I've seen them before.
Yeah. Well, how about this stuff?
That's totally different. That's enlarging filters, but I mean, those go pretty well if you have like a complete mint set, but that one's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But now those are desirable. I don't remember exactly what they are. But
okay, let's keep track. This is load 1 for today. A quick look just at the mass of the next load here again. Interesting stuff, some good stuff. A bunch more camera bodies. I think these are a step up from the last ones. We did do some separation of that. I've also got some pretty heavy, reasonably full, as full as I'm going to make them, totes here, 4 of them. I'm going to have Wheeler help me price and get those out of here. I'm beginning to spread out underneath and deposit a few things in these like totes. And you know, the overall feeling I'm having is I'm making progress in the back room. I'm starting to formulate in my head how I'm going to attack what's left and barrel through it. I'm getting revved up to do that. I don't know if I'm seeing, maybe I'm seeing a little light at the end of the tunnel here, and that's important, because if your pile is too thick, no matter what it is, if it's, you know, I don't know, I think I have 7 or 8 totes done already, completed, where I've priced them with Wheeler and put them back there. I think the average price per tote, it's all over the place, but the average is like close to $800 a tote. Even if it's good stuff that averages low retail estimate $800 a tote, if there's so much of it, it can overwhelm you. And when this process is done, I think I'm gonna have a beer. Let me get Wheeler, get his thoughts. Okay, brought in the expert here. I don't know if he likes what he sees. I think he does. Better than the.
It's a good lens hood thing there. Some good Top Con stuff here. Some good SLR camera bodies. A good prism. It's all pretty decent stuff.
So a pile like this, how many pieces do we have here? Just rough shot. 40? 40, 50?
Yeah.
I mean, are they $10 each, retail, reasonable?
40 each. 30 each.
40 each,
I mean, like
average?
this right here, this fancy bellows hood looks to be in pretty nice shape. It's probably 130 or 140.
So it's all over the place.
Yep, that one's in real nice shape. You don't find a lot in that shape. A lot of them are pretty rough.
So I should just
like
jam
that one
it?
right there might be 20.
So I should just jam that in there with the rest of them?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit careful with a couple of them.
What's this little Minox?
I actually don't know exactly.
Thing?
It's for something.
Careful, that front pops right off there. The little, no. This little, oh yeah.
It is. Pops apart.
Oh my gosh. Bleep!
Check your...
Yeah. It's trashed.
No, it's fine.
Take 2, it's looking perfect now.
Yep, no clue what that is.
No clue what it is, but from my understanding, pre-crash, it was a $100 bill. I don't know.
It's probably a lot more than that.
I don't know anymore.
I doubt it's 100. I mean, not much Minox is under 100.
Yeah, well, so it was a $100 or more bill. Now it's probably
well, the same.
$3.
Nah, it's not damaged.
So are these camera bodies a little better?
Yep, should be.
What's in this box?
I don't even know.
You don't
Didn't look at it.
Didn't even look.
Sort of weird filter thing for contacts.
And a timer?
No, meter.
Meter?
Yeah.
So probably only
macro set.
Only $40.
Upside down now.
What's in the blue box?
Some off-brand something or other. Flash unit.
You thought these lens
battery.
hoods were good here?
Yeah. So name brand.
I got a lot of lens hoods that ain't selling.
Well, these all name brand ones.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all Nikon.
Oh, so we sorted those.
And see, like this one's a contacts.
So we sorted those.
Yeah, these are all the sorted ones.
And then
no, this is a flash battery pack.
All right.
So that is.
All right. Anything else on this lot?
Nope.
Blatch.
Nope.
Anything else you want to break?
Yeah, here you go. These are pretty good. Canon Flash V2.
Yeah, I know. I kept those things for you.
Well.
Okay. No harm, no foul.
No, it's broken.
Okay, boy. So there's some plastic pieces laying over there by that little goober. That was a nice piece. It was all in bubble wrap and kept real nice until Wheeler got to it. So he tells me, you know, he hasn't got good sleep the last couple days. He doesn't know what's wrong. He feels out of it. Da 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 da. I can't get decent estimates out of the tote. I'm like, why don't you go to bed? Oh no. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't want to slam him, but he sure abuses himself in a sense, and just doesn't get it. Whatever, you know. Not, you know, everybody out there is a little different, and Wheeler and I certainly are different, and you guys all know people out there that are different personalities, different energy types, different widths, people that bounce kind of in and out of reality. You know, whatever. it is what it is, you know. Very intelligent young man. Sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not. I think he needs to get some sleep tonight, because I don't like, you know, I don't want to go on, but he's like, oh, that's $75 for the tote. Nope, there's an $85 camera, there's a $150 camera. Okay, it's $300, $75, $50. I'm like, okay, I'm putting numbers on the rest of these. So by the way, these totes, $50. I'm about ready to throw that tote away. because it's not worth me bubble wrapping each of those cameras and having him test them and try to put that on a shelf for 50 bucks. By the time you take expenses out of that and everybody's pay, I don't know. So hopefully there's more there, but this is what I have to know. This is reality. These are a little better. Pick out the good ones, lot up a few, throw the rest out. Movie cameras and stuff, 200 I think is really conservative. Same with that. Those are my numbers without digging back through there. I know how Wheeler prices stuff. I know there's a few jewels in there. I'm just trying to get a hip shot. I'm just trying to get through this stuff, and then I'll assess where we're heading. Sometimes the insanity is deep around here, and that's why it's the crazy picker life. Some people get the perception that I push Wheeler, and in reality, you know, we lay out goals together. We talk about things. He pushes himself pretty hard, but if he's not doing work for a certain number of hours a day, which is what being an adult is, he does other stuff, and then he just stays up all night and he just snowballs out of reality. So I don't know what the heck to tell you. He's a character. I worry about him a lot. I partially am trying to help him build a constructive life, you know, and all this stuff. He's a good kid. I just don't know. I gotta let it go, and I do, but then, you know, then he's out there. Edit. I gotta edit a lot of this. It's stupid. Okay, some of these boxes are super heavy. I remember them being super heavy, but I didn't necessarily remember how many cameras we had, SLR camera bodies tucked away, and now I remember. So I'm picking totes that are fuller, and I'll get a price on those and put those away. So definitely I'm filling some totes up and making progress. My big pile back here is slowly dissipating, and I'm finding spots for those and consolidating. Oh my goodness. So what do you think of this? And no, I'm not recycling these. These are all new from, you know, nobody's ever seen these, I don't think. I don't even know what the count is. 100 cameras. Now there's some really good stuff in here. We'll let Wheeler look at this a little bit before he goes on camera, but there's some really interesting cameras. You know, I'll ask Wheeler what's the most expensive one here, but just from what I've known that's gone through our shop and looking at all these range from worthless to 200 plus. And there's probably, you know, if there's 100 cameras here, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 130 cameras here, give or take. There's 20 $100 bills, and there's probably 5 $200 bills, and there's probably another 30 or 40 $50 bills, and then everything else varies from nothing to you know, $40, $50. So there is some really good stuff here. I saw a rolly cord. You know, rolly cord is one of these square cameras, depending on what's in there. You know, that can be $200-300. What else did I see here? This thing has got potential. It's an early Exacta with a lens on there. Looks like it needs some work, but so I am in no way complaining, other than these totes weigh a lot of weight, and hefting them around. I gotta know what's here. One big concern, two big concerns that I'm gonna have to talk to Wheeler about is when he lists these, it's nice to have 20-30 of them to clean them all at once, test them all at once, picture them all at once. His office is too small. His old office was a lot better, In fact, he had these tables all around his office. He had a really nice large office for a reason. He could spread some stuff out, look it up, you know, look it up, deal with it. The second concern is when we run these all through the system, where the heck am I going to shelf them? I'm going to have to tote them and put tags on them so we can find them and try to keep them nice. So that's a concern. Let me get Wheeler to look at this stuff. Hope he doesn't drop anything this time. Let's see if he's better.
Translucent.
Okay, translucent man.
That's cool.
So I counted how many cameras were here.
Yeah.
I estimated 130 cameras. And then what I did on camera is I said how many $100 bills, how many $200 and up, how many $50 bills, and then what else. So I just threw out some numbers from what I saw and what I did. So let's see how close you match.
Yeah. Oh, how many 100? How many whatever? I think it's say $50 each if we're trying to get an average. But let me see here. What should I go for? How many $100 bills?
How many $100 bills do you think are here with just thinking it? Just throw it out there.
Oh, less than 10, probably 9.
Okay. How many $200 bills?
1. Yeah, probably 1.
Okay. And how many?
Not included in the $100 bills. So
how many $50 bills?
most of it, so 70.
Yeah. See, I think there's more $100 bills because you already pointed out more to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one here is good.
I mean, look.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Look. $100 bill.
I can count up right here.
Start counting.
Yeah.
Start. Go from that side. Go from that side because I think you're low.
Oh well, these Olympus ones. Yeah, if those work out.
No, just estimate that 2 of them are good then.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's just say 5 right there.
So start counting. 5,
6, 7, 8, 9.
Told me that waterproof camera if it works.
Waterproof? Which one?
The little black waterproof.
Oh, it's not waterproof.
Whatever.
Yeah. 10, 11, 12. Look at that one, but there's 12. I mean 13, I guess, with the lens there. The lens is money. 14. Yeah, probably 14. I mean, I didn't know those Olympuses over there, though.
What about the Miranda here?
No. Neither of those are worth tons of money. Nope,
All right,
they're super cool.
All right, so I'm a little high. And again, it depends if they're working.
I think I'll price the stuff up higher, but it won't necessarily sell for $100. Like these Olympuses will list between like 100 and 120, but they usually sell right around the 100, a little bit lower. So I mean, it's right around there. But
well, list
I don't
them.
know. There's a lot of stuff between the $50 and $100 range compared, like I said, 100 items in the $50 plus range versus 10 and 100. So that's where it usually works.
Price them at market.
It's a little bit higher than our $35 average or whatever.
I'd rather
rather
you price it at market.
Oh, I do. Well, the thing is, we get a bit of a premium though, so I mean, list them up and they sell quick, no matter what I price them for, if I price them higher or not.
Right. So 130 cameras, $50 each.
That's really cool. An Ultra Talker.
Yes.
Focus. Yeah.
So what's
same
that?
camera as this one here, except this one talks.
$6,500 on this table.
Only sold in Japan.
Plus a lot of shipping.
Yep. That one's probably $100 too. It's cool.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Cool stuff.
All right. Grab a few things to take with you, or I'll put aside, or something. You said there were some you wanted.
Well, I just put all these in the tote. Whatever.
The point and clicks?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Those all go in the separate tote.
Yep. That's what I want.
You got almost a full tote.
Yep. Good.
Okay, I just ended up putting very, very conservative numbers on these things. It's hard to tell what's in there, and I have Wheeler look at this, and he wants to dig to the bottom and start looking stuff up. So he gets micro on it, and I just don't have time for that. So I'm putting arbitrary numbers on these things, and for me, it's going to be enough to go on. What I am seeing is, as I start digging into some of this stuff deeper, there's always good items, there's always top items, and then there's a lot of bread and butter, and our numbers for momentum are going to slow down, because you just can't, I mean, if you're trying to hit big numbers a day, you can't list 5 totes of stuff in a day. It just doesn't work. Poor Wheeler. He can only list so much. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to come out of this with 6 6 or 8 totes. Poor dealer. I'm going to have to try to sift through there for a few $1,000, but it's not going to take me forever. So anyway, you know, 200 on the air, 250, 400, 200, 200, 400. I can almost guarantee there's a bit more in those, but it really doesn't matter. I would rather come in low, and when I add it all up, know that that's a real number as a minimum. So that's where I'm going at it. Again, you know, I'm sitting here asking Wheeler, what does this go for? What does that go for? And we're just not lining up tonight. So we're not fighting. We're just not lining up. It's weird. There's another tote I'm going to shelf with mostly newer, and by newer I mean point and click 90s and 90s film cameras. He says those are hot. A bunch of those are hot, and we see a lot of them, and we pick up the best. So, you know, there's probably 35 cameras in there, 30 cameras, and they probably average $40, $50 each minimum. So, you know, 30 cameras, $40 each, that's a $1,200 tote. That's a good tote. Okay, I think I'm going to try to, this is a lot to tote up and put away and etc. Bring out, I'm going to try to do one more round here. And I think I'm going to have to force myself to quit at that point. Okay, so $100, ugly SLRs, some rangefinders and miscellaneous cameras, $400. $500 in this tote, better SLRs, $1,500, very good SLRs, point and shoots, good ones, $1,200. I'm gonna find a place to go. Let's look back here a minute. It's mostly a mess, but I got some things I just need to get out of the way in my stuff there. You can see I'm starting to get into these boxes, and they are heavy, so I bet there's more cameras in there. Oh dear. And then you can see the green totes on the lower shelf here are all nice and tucked in there. That's some of the stuff that I've cataloged and put away. And then this also has 9 so far. So cataloged and put away. I realize that this is not very scientific. It certainly is not very exact. It's good enough for what we're doing. It's good enough for what I want to do. It's a lot better than this jumble mess. And when it's all done, I'm going to try to keep some of the better ones towards the top. It really doesn't matter. We have to, we're going to list it all. And when better stuff comes in, if we still have some old stuff, that stuff will sit. But for what we have here, until we go get more, this is it. Okay, so last load for today. I'll show you in a second here. Some good stuff's happening. You can see this is from today. I freed up all these totes so we can take orders in to USPS. Freed up all these boxes. Tomorrow those will go up. We'll deal with cardboard. Making headway. Some of these boxes are so damn heavy. Oh my gosh. These things are built like battleships. These old SLRs. I mean, they're like two pounds each. Now, Wheeler will be happy. There's cannons, a bunch of cannons in here. A bunch more cannons. I'll ask him about cannons. He got his start on a Canon camera, really fell in love with the whole Canon camera thing, and so our channel still has the word Canon from Canon camera in it. He just loves that stuff, so we get a bump in that too. We're an expert, and people think we are. So a lot of good stuff here, hit or miss on a few things. Leica cases and such typically can be good money. Some good cameras in there. There's, you know, it's funny, no matter how many times we sort through stuff, there's always like a bag full of cameras and lenses that just got shoved in there that we never went through, so I'll let Wheeler go through that. Dental camera, nothing too great there. I thought these were just cases, but then there's cameras and lenses down in there. some sort of a Nikon SLR outfit in the box. Another rolly cord, which typically are good. Lumixes can be pretty good. That one's in the box. Hit or miss stuff here, so I'll go get Wheeler. This is the last one. I get in go mode with this stuff. I get a little revved up and antsy. I just want to move it forward. Sometimes I got to have a little more patience and fun. But the other problem with this stuff, and again, I've said this in the past. We run this air purifier down here, but a lot of this stuff has some dust, mold, age. It really, I'm sensitive to that stuff. I breathe it, and it gets me kind of. And Wheeler, I think it doesn't do that to him. I think it amplifies. Like, I'm kind of a go caveman, run down the hill, run up the hill personality. Viking, I don't know what. If there's a wall and I'm supposed to get through it, I'm going to go through it. I got that personality. I'll go over it, I'll go around it, I'll go through it. Mold makes me a little more aggressive. Wheeler, happy-go-lucky, giggly, loose, good guy. Mold makes him zanier. So if you can imagine, when my personality melds with that, his personality, it doesn't always mix. And so we definitely mix. And I'm glad that it is the way it is, because if I was the happy-go-lucky guy and got zany, and Wheeler being tough and young like he is, if he got aggressive, I wouldn't like that. I think that would end worse than with. At least I have some wisdom. I'm not gonna like pick up the shelf over here and slam it to the ground just and go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know better. Let me get Wheeler. You likey what you see?
Pretty good one.
What did I tell you about me going kind of crazy? Yeah, that thing's probably.
I see. You're the one going crazy now.
$10. No, I said that
I was going crazy.
when I have mold, I get.
S1A. Ooh, cool.
When I have mold, I get more aggressive. When you have mold, you get zanier.
Yeah.
But I just tried to switch it up. What do you like? See
everything?
Yeah.
From seeing it, I'm liking it.
Pretty good stuff.
Very big cases.
You like that dental camera?
S2 Pro. Look at that screen on there. That's a whopper right there. You can look at your photos in full HD.
Right.
Full 500p.
Right.
Who knows? Trying to figure out if you can open this door. Oh, there it is.
This is more important.
Okay.
This is the box that we'll discuss off camera, but part stuff. List in 2027.
Ooh, that's 10 out of 10 quality.
Yeah, I hope to throw that out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately not the desirable model, but that's a good one. It's a collector's item. Sold a motor drive that also fits one like that.
So I tried to pull a fast one on Wheeler. I took these two cameras and put them in my tote, and he noticed them and took them back out.
Had to take them back.
Dang it.
Yep.
Camera Wars. Camera Wars 2.
It's weird. It looks like a pony case. I think that's definitely the wrong case for that camera.
It's a Retina?
Yeah. Huh. No, it's just a weird one I haven't seen before. It looks like a cheapo case, but it's not.
Right.
I looked at it twice, and I saw that as a Retina last time. I didn't see the case. It's weird.
Right. Right.
Goody.
Right. Right. Right.
It's pretty cool. It's a dental camera. I'm gonna take a dental shot.
Oh my gosh! Look at the front of that thing.
Whoa, dude!
It's got the
focus right there.
It's got the flash right on the ring there.
And take like the littlest bit of your text right there. Yeah, it's
so
got the flash right there. For
do you want to keep the case and everything for that?
Back door to the stick shut. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You want to list that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not worth more than 100 and some bucks, but it's pretty cool.
I'm gonna battle Wheeler on the 2027 box. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's more or less back together so people can walk through here. Canon tote, those are all Canon SLRs, pretty good ones. There's more than 30 there. Average will be $40 or more each. 1,200 bucks. Camera in there, crazy camera, some other accessories, 200 bucks. Wheeler tells me he's going to get good money out of these Leica cases, 200 bucks. A couple Rolly cords in there, a couple Graflexes, a couple other ones. A nice digital camera that even broken is $100, $1,300 on that. The 2027 junk box, Wheeler looked through it. We threw out about 6 or 7 pieces. Everything else is in there. He says he can get $100 for that. And that's the point and shoot one that I had $1,200 on, and then dental camera, another camera, some pieces, $150. So the sharpening of the saw for us will be when I bring these totes to Wheeler and he does them. I'm going to try to get some feedback on them, and I'll remember some of that. A lot of that stuff is experiential. We have pretty good idea of estimating, and I know these estimates are low, and that's the way I want to go with it. But it'll be exciting when he gets a tote for $200 and he tells me, you know what, I just listed everything in there for $400. Or here's a piece alone that we didn't look up, didn't catch, it's $150. And then again, maybe we'll have some totes where, hey, the Canon tote wasn't quite as good as we thought, most were broken, it's only $600. You know, who knows? But I want to know. So that's one of the things we're going to do. I'm going to stow these totes in the back room out of the way. I think we already have 7 or 8, well actually 9 or 10, because there's 7 or 8 camera orders, and I got a couple from my channels. So we're probably at 10 orders down, and I'm just after midnight, almost 12:30. Busy, you know, busy day tomorrow. We are scorching dollar-wise as far as sales. We're having good sales. I don't know what kind of August we're going to have. If we keep this up, it'll be good. But last 30 days from now, 30 days back, good sales. Momentum pays off. And it's not all about money, it's not all about sales, but certainly if you're going to work hard like we are, working hard, working smart, it's nice to see some results. Okay, tomorrow's Wednesday. I think it's a little mellower day overall. Today, kids had school pictures, we did snack shopping, school. Lon was home early for pictures and had a haircut, went on a walk. Packed 18 orders this morning with banana peeler, did a 4-table sort, took care of some test strip payments, took care of some other paperwork things. Wow. Got my Hello Fresh order in. Gonna cook that with banana peeler for lunch tomorrow and Thursday. One of these times when this box comes in from Hello Fresh, I'm gonna have to show you. It's like a bank vault. It's heavy, crazy that they ship this 20-pound box. I would think they would try to figure out how to make that a little more cost effective, but whatever. I read an article that said that these meal kit type situations, whether you buy them someplace or they ship them to you, there's like 130 companies doing it right now, and that the market is going to consolidate a little bit. The winners are going to win, the losers are going to go away. I found that interesting. I like entrepreneurial stories because these oh, this is real. Okay, so last thing, then I'll go. First, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate a thumbs up, thumbs down. Appreciate comments. Stuff on the internet right now. Truth censorship, right? I don't have to mention the name. That's the big name right now. But we live in a world that is seen through the internet. If you're working on eBay and Amazon, other platforms, you're selling through the internet. Right here on YouTube, other channels, Facebook, Twitter, Google, products. You know, we're talking, communicating, presenting through the internet. We're really doing a lot of things through electronic media. And one thing we need to think about is who's in control of that. And I'm not going to go the direction a lot of people think I'm going to go with this, but one thing I would recommend is don't lose contact with reality, because everything doesn't need to go through the internet. The internet is a tool, but I think a lot of us are putting too much credibility into it, and we might forget how to interact face to face. We might forget brick and mortar. We might forget relationships. I don't like information censorship. I don't like what's going on out there. I don't like some of who's controlling a lot of this stuff, the direction that a lot of this stuff is going. I find myself in a little bit of a paradox as this internet world, AI world, computer world, robot world, as it increases and takes over, really. I would like it simpler. I would be a good candidate for a simple life. It's ironic how reality versus maybe what's good for us. Keep your eye on it. That's all I can say. Keep your eye on it. It's gonna be spectacular finish, isn't it? Whew. Gonna wind down for a while. Back tomorrow. Pick well, list often, sort when you need to. Thanks for watching. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.